lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about Melody Cherie having a sit down and confronting Tisha and Marsau about what was allegedly said about her, according to Martel. Now, it sounds like Martel is being sneaky and trying to get in there and get Melody on his side against the Scots, and it is not going to work. I do want to talk about that, and I want to talk about the parallels between what we're seeing now to what used to happen in the earlier seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to get into that in a second. I also want to talk about some of the key things that I picked up in the conversation between Melody, Tisha, and Marsau. There were certain moments that I thought, there is a lot to discuss here, and we're going to get into it in a second. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. I do commentary on reality TV shows and celebrity news, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And everyone, please like, share, and don't forget to let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So let's get into it. How many of you guys watched the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville? I know it's still on a blackout for some people, so if you guys haven't watched the latest episode, don't worry, I got you. What I really want to focus on in this video is Melody having a meetup with Tisha and Marsau. Melody sent a text message to Marsau basically saying that she wants to pull up and have a conversation. Now, we all know that Marsau and Melody have great TV chemistry. They're able to bounce off each other really well. I feel like there needs to be more scenes with them. Any scene we get in a season is always a hit. In my book at least. But let me know what you guys think about that. Tisha did kind of look like, why is Mel coming over here? And I'm just like, girl, I don't know what your issue is with Mel, but I hope that you get some healing on that. When Marsau was asking her, how are things going? Are they friends now? What is it? She's like, oh, we're cordial. Like, what does that even mean? You're the same person that says to her you want to do better, and you feel like you haven't really been trying, and then now you get in front of your husband and you're saying you guys are cordial. Are you guys cool or cordial? What is it? Honestly, I feel like Tisha is one of those people that hurt other people but hold on to the hurt that someone else did to them. And I also think for some reason Tisha cannot move past the hurt between her and Mel. And I'm just like, I personally feel like Destiny has done worse things to Tisha that we saw in this last few episodes compared to what Melody could have ever done to Tisha. I don't even think Melody did anything to Tisha. I'm just saying from Tisha's perspective, like if we even put both things on side by side, Destiny has done way worse. So I don't know why she is constantly always looking and acting like an op, in my opinion. Okay. One thing she did say was when Melody pops up, it's usually because she wants to get something off her chest. And I'm like, and okay, let her get it off her chest then. Let's all have the conversation. So Melody shows up and she pulls up and talks about the text message that Martel sent her. First of all, there is a no contact order in place, except in relation to contacting about the children. Yet, we know that Martel does not listen. Did you guys also see all the blue bits? Clearly, this man has been texting her and she was not responding, which means it probably had nothing to do with the children. So like I said, Martel does not follow the rules. He does not take the court order seriously. That is clear, of course. So anyway, he sent a text message to Melody saying, Melody, just so you know, both Tisha and Marsau said some degrading things about you at Destiny's adult-filled day. I personally think Martel was trying to play chess. Martel was thinking, you see how in season 1, Melody used to go to bat for Martel. They used to tag team the whole gang. And it was TV gold. They would both hold their own and stand up to the Scots, and that was always good. And it was interesting because Melody was usually the more vocal one, and so Melody would be putting all of those people in their places. It feels like Martel now needs Melody. He needs someone that can do that. And unfortunately, he doesn't have that. So now he's coming to try to pull Melody back into his good graces, to be like, well, this is what they said about you. I think he was secretly hoping that Melody would do what she normally does, which is not necessarily always address everything and may just like let it go and ignore him, but also not really mess with the Scots. That is what he was counting on. Or alternatively, he was thinking she will go after the Scots for me indirectly because you think she's going after them for herself. Whatever the case may be, I don't think he was counting on Melody having a sit down where she's like pulling it up and being like, this is what was said. And then Tisha and then Marsau gets to clarify what was said. What I thought was interesting is Marsau seemed really happy as soon as Melody pulled up. I'm like, what is going on? He was beaming with joy. Marsau basically said that every time Melody pops up, it usually ends well for him. I'm like, what does that even mean? I was glad they showed the flashbacks because Melody was eating him up every single time. Every single time. Melody was getting in that 8 and I was so here for it. I feel like Marsau sort of thinks of Melody as a peer. You know what I mean? Like when you think of someone as on like an intellectual level like you that you can banter with, I feel like he loves that banter that he gets with Mel, in my opinion. I don't think he gets that with Tisha. With Tisha, it feels like he gaslights her and actually gets away with it. Unlike with Melody, he cannot do that. She catches him every single time. So Marsau basically explained that the conversation between him and Martel wasn't related to Mel at all. And the only time her name basically came up was when Martel was like, you're the kind, when he was trying to say to Martel that he was the kind of guy that would call him and ask about whether he and Melody are sleeping together. So basically it wasn't brought up in the way that Martel was making it seem that it was. My thing is, Martel, how many times have you let people disrespect Melody? When have you ever stood up for her? How many times have you disrespected Melody? When have you ever stood up for her? Why do you think that she would believe you that Tisha and Marsau came for her? It's like, oh, I'm looking out for you, like good looking out. I bet he didn't see it coming. He probably thought he had put enough seed in Melody's mind for Melody to go off against the Scots, not knowing that Melody ain't one of your mouthpieces like Dusty. Melody's not about to go guns blazing when she can't trust you. I also thought it was interesting that Marsau and Tisha didn't really go into the details of what Martel said to them, or maybe they did and it was like edited, but it just seemed like they didn't go into that detail. They wanted to stay on the surface and just say, oh yeah, Marsau was doing the same thing that he's been doing for 6 years. My thing is, when Melody was dealing with it, none of you gave her any empathy. None of you tried to understand where she was coming from. I do like how Melody called it out and said that she can't believe that Martel straight up lied. But then again, she can, because he would lie about things all of the time to the point where she'd be doubting like what she saw, because he lies so well with a strong face. And that is so interesting. Have you met people that just lie for no reason and lie so well that you're just like, wait, is this a lie? Like, now I have to check myself to be like, am I lying or are they lying? Like, what the heck? I personally feel like people like that are very dangerous because you don't know what the truth is. I will say, I feel like Marsau said something in his confessionals that I do agree with. I feel like Martel was trying to get somebody on his side. He was trying to get backup. He was trying to create some sort of alliance with Melody so that it can be Melody and he against, or Melody and him against the Scots. That's what I feel like he was trying to do. I personally feel like Marsau and Martel are done because Marsau is calling Martel out every chance that he gets. He did also say to Melody that he tried to help Martel, tried to help him get back on his feet, even like gave him some money and gave him some work. And that's the thing. I feel like Marsau is now doing what Martel and Melody did for Marsau allegedly back in the day. And I get that. But at some point, if you're trying to help someone and you're helping them and putting your all into helping them and it keeps falling on deaf ears, at some point you have to say to yourself, enough is enough. Maybe this person doesn't want any help. Maybe I have to just go my separate way and leave them to their own devices. Clearly, they don't care enough about their life for me to be bothering. I did also find it interesting that Marsau was basically trying to say that Martel doesn't want to do better. There's so many M's on this cast, is annoying actually. Martel makes everyone else the problem. He does not want to change. He doesn't feel like he needs to change. He lacks accountability. And I feel like this is who he is. And as I said in a previous video, until he hits rock bottom, I don't think that that is going to change. This is my opinion, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you genuinely, first of all, did you notice the chemistry between Melody and Marsau? Of course, I don't think it's sexual in any way. I just feel like they create good reality TV together. Let me know what you think. I also felt like the whole conversation was very, very telling in the sense that Melody was vindicated in some way. Because think about it. People, the castmates, have called her all sorts of names. I've listened to Martel. I've taken Martel's side for years. And it feels like finally they're seeing the truth for what it is now that the rabbit's got the pow pow. So it's like, now the rabbit got the pow and it's pointed in that direction, and they're now like, oh wow, so this is who Martel is. And it's like, we don't been telling you this is who Martel is and have been telling you that for a long time. But I guess they had to see it for themselves. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button so you know every single time that I post, and I'll see you guys in the chat. Thank you. Bye.